Let's talk the Palmetto Bowl. So the Palmetto Bowl is the annual football game between Clemson and South Carolina. This game started back in 1896. And almost every season since 1909, Clemson and South Carolina has duked it out for the state of South Carolina. It was originally known as the Battle of the Palmetto State. But in 2014, both athletic departments decided, hey, let's just settle on this thing and call it the Palmetto Bowl. So it was officially considered the Palmetto Bowl in 2014. Now, Clemson right now is leading the Palmetto Bowl in wins, 73-43-4. So total, they've played 120 games, and today's game will make 121. Both these teams are coming in ranked for the first time since 2013, and they're in the top 15 of the ranking. So this should make for a really, really good football game. Clemson is a 2.5 favorite in this game, but anything could happen. They always say the atmosphere adds a 2.5 variation, so maybe they're on the same playing field, and I would be more inclined to agree there. Clemson has played some great football, and I know some people are saying, well, they have only played, maybe two good teams and really one ranked team, which was at the beginning of the season in Georgia. They haven't played anybody since, so, they're not as good as they seem. But South Carolina has played some really good teams, and they've even had some losses that maybe should have been won, but they have some losses that are stronger than the teams that Clemson even played. So maybe they're the stronger team. So today it's going to be about who is the stronger team, who can get the job done at the end of the day. And the odds are up. Clemson is trying not to be eliminated from the ACC championship game as well as the playoffs. South Carolina is trying to see if they can slide on in there in that fourth slot for an SEC team to make the playoffs, although they are a 3-loss team coming into this game. At the end of the day, though, both these teams will leave as 9-3. So it will be really up to the committee to see who gets to move forward in the playoffs, who's the stronger team, who's the better candidate. But again, for Clemson, there are double odds on this game here today. And then I want to talk about some players who are going to really be the changing points in the momentum of this game. It is definitely going to be the battle of the quarterbacks. Junior Cade Klubnik has been lights out all season, progressively getting better. He has 2,761 yards, 29 touchdowns, 4 interceptions with a completion rate of 63.9%. And then you have freshman in LaNorris Sellers. He has gotten better every week right before our eyes. He has turned into a superstar. And I think the excitement there is that he is a freshman. So just imagine how good he is now and where he'll be in the next 4 years. He is definitely a star for the Gamecocks, and they're super excited about him and what he can bring to the future of their program. So far, he has 2,110 yards, 17 touchdowns, 6 interceptions with a 65.2% completion rate. As you can see, both these quarterbacks are pretty high up in yards. Cade Klubnik does out-edge him a little bit, but that does not mean that will be the case come today's game. And then when we go and talking about the running backs are going to be a key component here in this game today. As you know, Clemson is led by senior Phil Mafah, and he has been blazing the field. He has 181 carries, 1,012 yards, 8 touchdowns, 72 receiving yards, and 0 touchdowns there. On the other side of it, you have Raheim Rocket Sanders. He is a senior, and when I say that he's really helped to change the atmosphere of the Gamecocks, it has been something special that he's been doing. This season so far, he has 165 carries, 821 yards, 11 touchdowns. From receiving, he has 268 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. So although Phil Mafah may out-edge him a little bit as well, Rocket Sanders is doing something with the receiving yards that Phil Mafah is not doing. So that is going to be a key component and something that could really change the game for it to go in the Gamecocks' favor. Both of these teams have really good dominating defenses, so I do not suspect that it will be a high scoring game. I just believe that the defenses are going to step up and get the job done on both sides of the field. Now, the end of the year always brings a lot at stake. That means emotions are going to be high, energy is going to be high, and even though it is a little chilly for today's game, I don't suspect that anything will be very different from any other game all throughout the season. But only one can win the bragging rights of the Palmetto State. And who will it be? Be sure to follow along with me on Twitter at PGLoveSports, and like, share, and subscribe on all social media platforms at PGLoveSports. And I will see you with an answer at the end of the game. Bye. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl.